What? Marty is making content again? No. Well, to be fair, this is solely just to spite someone. If you want me to do something, the best way to get me to do it is to tell me not to do it. I was having a chat with someone probably about 14 hours ago, and I was talking about making a video involving YouTube wrestling. And they said, Marty, come on, man, people think you're smart. If you do a wrestling video, then you'll totally kill your channel. Well, here I am. But before I get into that, I just got one special gift for that buddy who said I should give a shit about my channel. Now, growing up, I was a 90s kid. I watched a lot of wrestling, the whole Attitude Era, Monday Night Wars thing. Big fan. And one of my favorite wrestlers during that time was Stone Cold Steve Austin. Not because he was everyone's favorite, but because he was very anti-authoritarian. I mean, just look at that picture. Truth be told, that's probably the biggest reason why Austin got over so well. I mean, the guy was one of the biggest baby faces of his day, and it was directly linked to the fact that he was so anti-authoritarian, flipping off his boss, flipping off his boss's friends, don't tell me what to do, fuck you, that entire attitude. Every single person who watched him loved watching him do it. I don't think there was a single person sitting down when he finally stunned Vince McMahon, his boss at the time. I told you that stuff to tell you this stuff. Austin, as I said, was the biggest babyface of his day, and it was directly related to his anti-authoritarian attitude, and this was a formula that worked, and still works to this day, with Stephanie McMahon being the evil general manager and the roster having to show her what is up and giving her the business. And that is very relevant to what I am about to talk about. So a few months ago, my buddy Grapplevision and my other buddy Failure Accomplished collabed on a video. Failure had noticed something fuzzy about the way YouTube was doing things in regards to wrestling content. You know what? I'll just let Failure explain. Failure, go ahead.
When you try to just look up for pro wrestling matches, you will not find any. You'll find amateur wrestling matches, but apparently not. Pro wrestling is not appropriate. Guys, we need to let YouTube know that wrestling is not inappropriate.
So from there, Failure and Grapplevision decided to start a hashtag. Hashtag Save YouTube Wrestling. The idea being it's not okay for YouTube to tell people what they should be watching. This fell on deaf ears. I think there was one other person who made a video about it, and this ended up with pretty far-reaching consequences, as ignoring problems usually does. See, there's this channel on YouTube, well, a series of channels, called What Culture, and they have a wrestling channel called What Culture Wrestling. They use the ad revenue from their channels to create their own indie wrestling promotion, called What Culture Pro Wrestling, or WCPW. They are pretty much the flagship wrestling channel of YouTube. They have stroke, they have viewers, they have power, and they didn't pay attention. And then they ended up with this.
Over the last few months, there's been a crucial change to YouTube's programming and guidelines, which has seen it classify certain videos as non-advertiser friendly content, and wrestling videos fall under that umbrella.
And now he's gonna tell us why.
See, a while back, certain YouTubers used hate speech in their videos, and those videos had ads attached to them. Advertisers saw this, freaked out, and started to leave YouTube. And to counteract this, YouTube has severely slashed monetization for what it deemed to be inappropriate content.
What Culture believes themselves to be family-friendly. They believe themselves to be the baby faces of YouTube wrestling. Well, what did the baby faces of YouTube wrestling end up doing?
It's not about cussing out YouTube, okay? Because speaking hate, that's part of what got us into this mess, okay?
So he's already saying that voicing your disapproval of a company's policies in a vulgar way is wrong and hate speech and bad. There's more. There's a lot more.
But here's why I'm here. It's because this is a statement. That's what this show is. It's a statement to YouTube that wrestling does not deserve to be classified, tarred with the same brush as hate speech.
Yep, that's what they did. They started a campaign. Hashtag Fight Back. And how are they fighting back? By running and telling YouTube that they're good boys. They went belly up. They have the power, stroke, and reach to actually make an impact. To say, hey, we don't like your policies. This is bullshit. Don't tread on us. But no, they want their speech to be protected while other forms of speech continue to be demonetized. They are fucking hypocrites. And if these guys really are the baby faces of YouTube wrestling, I don't want to be a baby face. I'm gonna turn heel. What a bunch of baby faces, huh? Going belly up for the big corporation because they're hurting their wallet. What a joke. I'm going to enjoy this heel turn. You know what? Here, I'll bring out an old Roddy Piper classic. What culture is running to massa saying we was good boys and we didn't do nothing? When you classify things with broad umbrella terms like hate speech, other things get targeted. This isn't censorship, this is just a demonetization policy. But to sit there and ignore a greater problem, only because they're paying you, is the biggest cucked maneuver I've ever seen. Go through everything I've ever said on YouTube. Use the word cuck a handful of times, and usually as a joke. But I've never seen such a cucked group of individuals in my life. Go run to Daddy. Make sure he gives you your allowance. And to the rest of you, as always, have a nice day.